I'm joined here today by the one, the only, of course you know who I'm talking about, Costello Van Steenis, fighting at Bellator Milan against Fabian Edwards. What's going on, man? How are you?
Yo, Lucas, good to see you, man. I'm doing great. I'm doing very good.
We're glad to hear it, man. It's been a little while since we last talked. I believe it was last summer. How's everything been since then, man? We're seeing you taking all these fights and stuff. How's everything been?
Yeah, it was after the fight of John Solder. Yeah, after that, everything's been going fine. I mean, not perfect, of course, because the COVID things came around. So yeah, everything got shut down. We couldn't be really training. I drove back to Spain when that happened, but now we're back in the Netherlands. We were training a few months a few months ago, and now we finally got a fight. So can't complain.
For sure. How's the family doing? I know you have family a little bit everywhere. Is everybody staying safe?
Yeah, we're all good, man. Family, they're all in Spain, or I even got some aunties living back in America. But my parents were back in Spain, so I went over there with the car to visit them because the planes weren't flying there, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I jumped into the car and drove there, but they're doing great.
Oh, for sure, man. We're glad to hear that. This fight with Fabian Edwards, I know it was supposed to happen a while ago. Obviously, COVID happened, Bellator shut down. How did this fight come together? It feels like we found out about it, pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, they told us already a few weeks ago, like 5 or 6 weeks ago. They told us be ready because you'll have a fight coming up anytime soon, and we already knew who we were going to fight because we asked them, is it still going to be the same opponent? And said, yeah, 100% sure. All right. So we just kept on our game plan trainings, and yeah, we already knew like 5-6 weeks ago. And well, it's a shame that Bellator came late with it, like because they told the internet yesterday that we were fighting, and we're already fighting in like next week.
Right. Yeah.
So like shock for everyone.
For sure. What was the reaction when everyone found out you were fighting? Because I think I texted you actually the day that it was announced, so it feels like it happened, pretty quickly for us in the outside world.
Yeah. No, it was like a little bit of a shock for everyone. I mean, my close friends knew it, my family and my trainers knew it, of course, because I was training with them. But for the other people, the outside world, they like started messaging, oh, it's already next week. Have you been training? I'm like, yeah, of course I've been training. I already knew it like nearly 2 months ago, but I wasn't allowed to say anything.
So do you feel there's still as much hype? Because I know everybody wanted to see you guys because you're both from Europe. I guess you have to put the European guys against each other. Is there still as much hype going into that fight, or the fact that it's late, it kind of messed with that a little bit?
Oh, no. I got all the hype. I can't get any more hype. I've been wanting to fight since months ago. Last time I fought was nearly a year ago. Since after my fight with John Solder, all I wanted to do was get back into the cage because I wanted to have another win. I don't want to, I don't know, stay off so long without fighting with the loss of my name.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. You and Fabian, is it safe to say there's a little bit of beef? There's a little bit of something going on between you guys, or is it all everything kind of friendly?
No, I don't know. Well, for my part, I don't like that guy. That guy probably doesn't like me. I don't know what's his problem or anything. But he's got a big mouth with everyone. I think that's just his style, you know. But I don't know. It's kind of douchey. It's fake. It's all fake. I don't know.
Yeah, so what is it about it where you decided you didn't like him? Did he say something about you before the fight? I mean, what is it that made you not like him, decidedly?
Well, after my fight with Mike Shipman, he was like calling me, saying, "Oh, what's this guy's name?" Like acting like he doesn't. Of course, he knows who I am, and he was saying, "Costello Van Steenis." Like, what a stupid idiot! And then after that, he was giving me some private messages on Instagram, telling me he's going to put another scar on my face, and I better sign the contract. I better not be scared. Like, yo, I'm the one that asked to fight you, like nearly a year ago. No, before that I fought John Solder, I already asked Bellator to let me fight Fabian, but they didn't want it that yet. But now it was a good time. So
does that give you extra motivation? I mean, he's sitting there. I mean, he's talking shit about you in your DMs. Is that a little extra push that you can sort of use at all?
An extra push, I don't know. No, it's not really an extra push. I mean, for every fight, I've got loads of energy for the fight. I don't know. I just think he's a douche, and it doesn't give me an extra push or anything. But yeah, like I'll probably give 2-3 more punches if the referee jumps in. That's for sure.
Right. That makes sense. One of the big things that people, when they first find out about Costello Van Steenis, is that you are, of course, the training partner of Gegard Mousasi. Do you like that people associate you with Gegard, or are you kind of trying to be sort of your own man, if that makes sense?
Yeah, no, definitely. At the beginning, that was great. Like put me as the training partner of Gegard Mousasi, or put me as the I don't know. But of course, after now that I fought 5 times for Bellator, it's time to make my own legacy. To show the people that it's not the training partner of Gegard Mousasi, it's Costello Van Steenis, and that's what I want to build up now.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. Getting back to your fight with Fabian Edwards, how do you look at this matchup? I assume it's one that you like a lot, just looking at it on paper.
Yeah, it's a great matchup. I mean, he's not a boring. He's not a like. If I had to compare him with Salter, Salter is like a smart guy, and he wants to keep you on the floor and just keep the game quiet. Fabian Edwards is more of a stand-up guy. He wants to touch you and get the points and then run away. And sometimes he comes in hard, and sometimes he just runs away the whole time. So for me, it's a perfect matchup. I mean, it's not a guy that wants to wrestle and keep it on the floor without moving. It's like he can punch me and I can punch him. It's an interesting fight.
And so what does a win here do for your career? Because obviously you guys are both have a lot of hype. Obviously, you've got a lot of hype coming from Europe as well. What does a victory in this fight do for you?
Oh, victory for this fight, man. It will do a lot for me. Now, it will definitely take me up back in the picture again. I'm not saying that my last fight was bad. I mean, we had a good John Solder and I had a good fight, and I proved myself what I can do, what kind of damage I gave him. I think I'm one of the only ones that gave him that much damage. But when I beat Fabian Edwards, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be really happy. I think like a lot of people are also saying, oh, let's see who's the best middleweight European fighter. So other people will probably say, oh, the winner of these two will be the #1 European middleweight fighter.
And so does that mean anything for you, being the #1 European, or is it just something that people tend to say?
Nah, it's just something that people end to say. I mean, it's cool if people say that, of course. But for me, I want to be the #1 of the Bellator. Just get the strap, and that makes me champion, and that's what I'm going for.
And so you are going to be fighting in Italy. What does it mean for you fighting in Italy? Is this your first time going to Italy at all? I assume being in Europe, right? You've been to a lot of these different countries.
Yeah. No, Italy's the first time I'm going to visit the place. It's a shame everything is shut down and we're not allowed to get out of our hotels. But I'm happy to fight in Italy because I fought in America, in the States a few times, and it's kind of like the jet lag. The jet lag is hard, You don't get much sleep. You're happy if you get 6 hours of sleep, because after 4 hours you're already wide awake, and you're like at 4 or 5 in the morning. You're like on your phone, like shit. I can't do anything. I'm getting hungry, And now Italy is the same time zone as here in the Netherlands, so it's perfect. And the flight is just like 2 hours flying, not even 2 hours. So we're there in no time.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny you mentioned the jet lags. I was going through that not that long ago when I went from France to the United States, but it's a big trip. I mean, you have to wear your mask the whole time, which, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's tough when you've been 9 hours with that same thing on. So, yeah, I guess it's got to be a lot easier, the fact that it's in Italy.
Yeah, it is. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy.
And so, of course, normally we'd be like, oh, the Italian fans and stuff. There's not going to be any fans. You're going to be in an empty arena. How does it feel to be in an empty arena? Is it going to feel a little bit like sparring for you?
If I had to compare with my other fights, I remember when I started professional and in my amateur fights, I remember I fought with the empty arena before. Well, not totally empty. I mean, I didn't have a lot of people. I was fighting, I fought in different countries, and sometimes I was a main event as well with another guy, and there were only fans. The fans that were there were from the other guy because we had to travel and we weren't really a name. So people didn't really come to support us. But I don't really mind. I think it's relaxing. It's just another fight, man. Just gonna go there, put our MMA gloves on, and try to beat each other up.
For sure, that's usually how fights go. After this fight, though, assuming you go out there, you win this one, you make a big stamp for yourself. What does that put you in the division? I assume you have to start getting really close to the title at this point.
Yeah, well, because I lost against John Solder on paper.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It took me back a bit, but I believe after this fight, maybe I can have a crack at John Solder again. I would like that. You know, I know what I did wrong, and well, what I really did wrong. It wasn't me that fight, and I'm a lot smarter now. So I would like to prove myself with him again, and if not, somebody else, and I'll get to him eventually. I mean, he even said that he's stuck in the game for a few more years, so I'll definitely see him.
So what kind of comments did you hear after the John Salter fight? 'Cause obviously you did lose that fight, but it sounded like people were very excited for you. Like you proved that you belonged out there and stuff like that. You couldn't have had too much negative comments after that fight, could you?
No, no, no. I didn't have negative comments at all. I mean, I was more negative to myself than other people were. People were saying, they were telling me, "Oh, I think you won that fight." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I didn't win the fight because I lost the first 2 rounds on points." Yeah, but the guy made it really boring. Like, yeah, that was him. He was just smart doing that, you know. And it was my dumb fault for jumping with a flying knee and getting stuck on my back the whole time. But yeah,
But so
it wasn't
what
too.
did you learn from that fight?
Not go in there at 100%. I remember when I punched John in the head. I saw some fear in his eyes, and like he backed off a bit, and that made me like made me like watch black, like straight in front, close my ears, didn't listen to my corner. And what I just did is jump with a flying knee, and that's when I slipped and I fell on my back, and that's when he was getting his points. That's how it happened the whole time. I mean, the times that he wanted to take me to the floor when I was normal, he didn't really succeed. But he only succeeded taking me to the floor when I was coming in with something stupid. So what I learned for this fight is from John Salter's fight. I know that I just need to take my break when I see an opening. Just take it easy. The time will come by itself.
Is it going to be tough for this fight to not get in that zone, right? Because there's a little bit of extra anger. There was shit talking. You don't like the guy. Is it going to be tough to kind of stay in the zone, listen to your corner, and focus?
Oh no, I don't believe so. I believe it's going to be the game plan that we've been training for. I'm not going to be hyped up for it, like going crazy at him. Nah, I'm just going to stay cool and do my thing. I'm not going to be stupid on this one.
All right. I know. One last question for you. I think you knew it was coming, but how do you see yourself getting the job done against Fabian?
I see a brutal finish. I'm going to go for the first round. If I don't get the first round, then it will happen in the second round. And if he's lucky and it doesn't happen in the second round, third round it will be.
All right. Well, there we go. We have it officially from Costello himself. Thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. And I really look forward to this fight. Obviously, it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas. It was good seeing you again, man.